The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
And I'd like to start by mentioning right now that the summer forecast has been released by the Weather Network. And
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Of course you can.
Hot and dry. Not much rain.
Yeah, they're saying we could see some drought-like conditions, especially July and August, but some thunderstorm activity, which we usually do. So those storms could be intense when we do get them, but they're calling for extremely hot summer, July and August.
I mean, that's easy.
Just from what we're seeing now, yeah.
I know they're doing their job and they have to put that out, but that was just sort of, I don't know. I feel like that was obvious given how hot it's been in May and the fact that we're getting no rain. I was obviously hopeful that they would say we'll get a normal amount of rain for the rest of summer because we could sure use it, given them the wildfires and just how dry it is, and and the evacuations now. It would have been great to hear that we're going to get a whole bunch of rain later on this summer.
Well, some balance anyway, but it's weird because there have been months where we've had a terrible spring and then a great summer.
Yeah.
And then a good fall. There's been times we've had this just continue on, and we've had some lousy summers too. But it really depends on what you consider a lousy summer. If you're a farmer or something, this is going to be tough on you. With
Farmer, this
the
isn't
drought.
good. Yeah, and for the forest fires, this is not good. And, I guess if you love going to the beach and lying in the sand, it's a good summer for you.
100%.
But, sure would love to see some rain in the forecast. Hey, it could be worse, though. You could hear this as you're out doing yard work. Hey, on Thursday. That wasn't it.
Some voice, your neighbor over the fence.
No, that wasn't it. I swear to God, I don't know what happened. It's this one here. I wanted to play moose sounds. There was a moose attack. Here we go.
How do you know that guy's name wasn't Moose?
Could be. There it is.
And
That's not a good sound.
that sounds like a moose that means business.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, was the moose communicating? Because you were just talking about the guy in Edmonton.
Yeah. Not something you hear very often, moose attacks.
Have you ever encountered a moose?
No.
I've come close to hitting a moose on my way to Thunder Bay. I was at just around Kakabeka Falls.
Okay.
On the way into Thunder Bay, it was about 2:30 in the morning. I was driving after doing a bar gig in Winnipeg to get out there for my cousin's wedding the next day. Well, and I was a smoker back then, and I swear to God, Phil, this thing must have been from here to the end of our studio. So maybe about 40 feet came out of nowhere, and I had to hit the brakes, and it was right in the middle of the highway. And I've never seen anything that big on a highway before. Like these very thin legs and like this just big body and head in front of you. I was smoking cigarettes without even having to light them one after the other on the way just to stay awake on the rest of the line to Thunder Bay.
That wakes you up. Like, that is terrifying.
I had...
and you're going to lose that. Like, not to state the obvious. But
I had some buddies of mine, professional wrestlers. They were touring Eastern Canada, and they had a moose come right through the windshield, head on. And this thing was still alive, freaking out, almost bit the face of one of my buddies. It,
wow.
The car was destroyed, and this poor moose had to be put down, but they're just huge.
They are, and grouchy.
Remember the one that ran loose by Princess Auto Stadium before the Bomber game one day, came off the riverbank? Because we've never heard of that. One getting in the city, and then it freaked out and had a heart attack because it passed out.
And here I am jumping up and down about rabbits in my yard. And
you wanted cameras for that.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Going down Peguis, 5:30, 5:35. Line up all the way from Henderson back to 59. One lane. Why the heck is there no construction company working on this road basically 24 hours a day? This is ridiculous. It's not residential, so to speak, but why? That's the problem with this city. There's no construction goes on in areas that they could speed things up, get projects done quicker. It's ridiculous. Every other city does it.
Okay, before we get into discussing that, let's play another one that I believe is along the same lines from Siren. Haven't heard from Siren in a while.
Morning, Philly Joe. Siren here. Well, I can't believe this. I'm driving home from down Portage Avenue, down Osborne. When I get to the Osborne and Jubilee Bridge, it's down to one lane before and after the newly reconstructed Osborne Bridge. That damn bridge was under construction for 4 years, 2 years each way, and you're going to tell me in that time they couldn't have resurfaced those roads? You have to get on top of this stuff. These road construction jobs, this is absolutely pathetic waste of taxpayers' money when they could be fixing roads somewhere else.
That was kind of a half-heart, I think maybe it's just a half siren there. He didn't give us the full.
That was more of an alert.
Yeah.
For what he was saying.
Listen, I know there's going to be people out there who comment on the Boston Pizza text line, enough bitching about construction. But I get it from those who call the bone phone about it, because if I can paint a visual, they are in one of those lines that does not move, and you're trying to get home or you're trying to get somewhere, and it's just frustration. And I understand both sides.
We always get both sides, and one of them is always that they set up alerts basically themselves, right, on some of these sites to get people accustomed to what's coming before the project starts. And
so
then,
you take alternate routes?
Yeah, and then that's one side we get. The other side sometimes is that why? Why do they do that? Why not just work on the affected sites and then set up when the other site is getting started? And then you get the siren calls too, where it's like, man, it's that frustration of how long a project has taken, and then it's never ending, it seems.
Yeah, same roads every summer in some cases.
And then you get this. Siren doesn't know what he's talking about on the Boston Pizza text line. It was 1 year each side, and they are simply doing the finishing road work and landscaping. You see? So, and this is why I love the bone phone, because we will get both sides.
Sure.
That bridge has only been under construction for 2 years, not 4. LOL. So I love it.
Yep. Keep it up. This sucks for Loud Guy here.
Hey, it's the Loud Guy. Just want to say I'm super pissed off today because, I get up early to go to work. I got a new job starting last week. Really cheddar, happy about it. I'm working out in the country here, doing the grid roads, and they told me, put a bag together with some tools just in case you break down. So I do that. I have it in my truck at home, accidentally leave the passenger door unlocked, and some scumbag steals my tools. I got a camera, since we were all talking about cameras, but I only have one. So if the guy's not in the frame, it won't trigger my camera. But I just want to tell you, Mr. Thief, that doesn't work for a living. Try to come back and steal more from me. Just try it.
Okay, now take it easy, Loud Guy. You're not a vigilante. You're not the equalizer.
We need you around.
Yeah, we don't need you waiting behind a bush, middle of the night, some shrubs, waiting for this guy to come back.
You got to revisit the camera issue, Phil. He said one's not enough, and he's right. If you don't get triggered in the picture there, it's all over.
And even if the camera worked, what are you going to see? Some dude in a hoodie and a
Usually
mask,
you can't
not
tell.
much, right?
And honestly, Loud Guy, congratulations on the new job, though.
Yes, and sorry about your tools, man. That sucks. Okay, T. Kona, and I think we've all been in this situation.
Hey, good morning. It's T. Kona. Hey, I don't know if everybody gets this feeling, but whenever the cops get behind you, man, for me, it's like I feel guilty, like I'm doing something, and I really got to watch my P's and Q's for sure driving. There's no transphone or roll through the stop sign and all that bullshit. Like, yeah, it's just the oddest feeling when you have a cop behind you and you're cruising. You just feel like you did something, right? Like, I don't know what it is.
Messes up the brain.
We've been there. And sometimes they follow you all the way to work, and you're like, really? You're going the exact... Because all of a sudden you want to drive exactly what the speed limit is, and you're like, oh, my God, am I doing anything wrong?
Listen, we both know enough cops in this town. I will tell you this. Do not go less than the speed limit, though. Please, they know. They know you just go the speed limit. Yeah. Because sometimes it just holds up everybody.
That's right. Okay. Mentioned I was all congested yesterday. I was blaming the poor air quality And then someone, what was that? There was a couple suggestions. What is it, a neti pot?
Yeah. Neti
what it's
Pot
called?
and Visage.
No,
Visage, wasn't it?
No,
the name of the company?
I always forget what it's called. Navage.
Navage for your nose.
See the commercials all the time. Well, I got a suggestion here.
Philly, your nasal issue. Go to P Auto, get yourself a compressor, plug it in, build up pressure, stick the nozzle. You can imagine. Make sure you plug your ears. That'll blow everything out.
I don't know if that's doctor recommended.
I'll tell you what, Princess Auto has everything. But I'll tell you, just maybe start by putting the compressor somewhere else first and see if it works from that direction.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hey, FYI, coming up, little hint here. I'm thinking next 15, 25, 30-ish minutes. I think that song of the day could be coming up. Ozzy in England.
Mama, I'm coming home. And then it's one of my favorites.
It
from
is
the
one
Ozzy collection.
It's your top 5.
It is.
Like songs in general.
Yeah, I love it.
Joe loves it. So we can't miss it around here when it comes on because he's usually singing along.
Oh, we're going to have to crank that baby up. I will say this. I was talking to a few people yesterday at the Pan Am Clinic Foundation golf tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And one person in particular brought up Ozzy in England, Birmingham, England, where the show's going to happen, the homecoming for Black Sabbath. And they asked me where we got the tickets. And it's funny.
We're not telling. Like, what do you think here? We're not giving away our sources.
Because they have been trying to purchase a pair of tickets. And I said, to be honest, I've never been asked that question with all the 91 city world tours over the years, where the tickets came from. So I couldn't even honestly answer the question. And this person knew so much about this whole trip. I learned a few things. Like, there are some acts on the bill. We talked about the pressure Tom Morello is under, right?
to schedule and figure out what songs everybody's going to play and all that.
And this dude said it gets even dicier than that for guys like Tom Morello. There's like Ozzy is playing whatever that set might be time-wise. Black Sabbath is doing a set, whatever that might be. And then there's a few acts that have a time limit on sets, like on how many songs they're playing. Mm-hmm. And there's some of these artists that are playing just one song. So now you've got this competition for some of these acts that are going, well, wait a second. If they're playing like 4 songs, why aren't we playing 4 songs? So there's more to this than even meets the eye.
And there would have been, I assume, like meetings like, okay, you probably start with Sabbath. How often are you going to have Ozzy with you? Because we've heard Ozzy will only be coming on for certain songs at certain times. And then you have to go to Sharon and Ozzy and say, how many solo Ozzy songs do you want to do? Then you probably start with the biggest band on the lineup, Metallica, and say, what are you planning? What about this? Like, it would be a lot of work for Morello.
That's a big management group of people sitting down at a meeting. Now, there's some alphas in that whole group that will go to the meeting themselves. Some of them are going to like meetings like you do, about that much. And then there's going to be Sharon. It'll be so good. Ozzy's not going to any meetings.
No. Sharon's telling him she's going to the meetings and telling him how things are going to go.
Poor Ozzy sweating it out at hot yoga, like trying to get in shape for the event. And Sharon's going to a meeting. But either way, this is one of those trips of a lifetime because it is tickets that are so hard to come by. And it's not about money for tickets right now because I haven't seen anything out there on the black market for sale.
Well, there was like a waiting list of a few hundred thousand.
It was a lottery, right?
Yeah. And then, it's crazy. But you can win your tickets right here to go see that show coming up just after 7 o'clock. There you go. Just after 7 o'clock, your next chance to qualify Ozzy in England.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast. World Tour stop number 21.
Ozzy in England.
Do we have a name here, Joe?
No, we do not.
Okay.
Nope.
We'll figure it out when they answer. Man.
That's old school.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Who is this?
It's Jeremy.
Jeremy, you know,
Works every time.
When somebody phones me and opens up a conversation with, who is this? I always get my backup. Like, who is this? You phoned me.
Jeremy's got nothing to hide.
No, not at all.
And I sense, Jeremy, that you have an idea that this could be a good news call. Do you know who this is?
This is Philly and Joe, man.
Yeah! Yeah! No, how about it?
I'm literally shaking right now.
Well, here's the good news then, okay? We are going to confirm this information. You are a finalist for the latest 92.1 City World Tour, Ozzy in England. Black Sabbath back home in Birmingham, England.
Holy moly.
How about it? There we go. How about it? And let me tell you, yeah, Jeremy, the odds are good. Like, there's not a lot of people getting in on this draw. Once you become a finalist, wow. I mean, it starts to feel real. You start to think about what if, don't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Crazy.
For more Philly and Joe, plug it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
Play along if you like on the Boston Pizza text line. We love the participation, 762-555. Jojo, would you rather get caught packing up all the leftovers from a staff lunch? So you got like a duffel bag out and you're loading pizza, you know, the veggie pizza that's always left over. You're loading that into your work bag.
I've seen it happen.
Oh, yeah. So would you rather get caught packing up all the leftovers from a staff lunch or get busted not cleaning the microwave after your beef ravioli explodes?
I think taking some of the leftovers because
Which you would never do, by the way.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I usually leave them for other people, right? But I out of the two, that's the lesser of the two evils because I can't open that microwave with good conscience the next time and still see that spread all over the place and look at it and know other people have had to use it. It kind of grosses me out. So I'll go with the leftovers in the bag.
Yeah, that work microwave when you make a mess and walk away, that takes gonads.
I'll tell you, we had a staffer at one time that used to bring in their own Tupperware for one of those luncheons, right? Because there's usually stuff left over. But there was one time that they jumped the gun a little early, and there was a few staffers that hadn't eaten yet, and somebody had to say, "Hey, just maybe wait about 20 minutes." That was embarrassing.
Put a few slices of that pizza back,
if you don't mind.
Okay, would you rather? Moving on here. Have the feet of a duck or the hands of a hamster, Joe?
Feet of a duck.
I'd
I can
help
hide
with
the feet.
Swimming too.
It would
right?
help, especially me. I can't swim.
So now all of a sudden you're all over the place with your swimming.
You can hide the feet, but with the hands of a hamster, all you're eating is nuts. I mean, you can just peel off a peanut, sunflower seeds, whatever. I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't paid that close attention. But I'm not cutting a steak.
It makes life tough.
Yeah.
Like tiny little hands.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The feet of a duck would present challenges as well, like finding a pair of flip-flops. Like
You wouldn't need them.
No, that's true. Yeah.
You got the web foot.
Would you rather do the toast to the bride for a woman you don't know, so you get called in like emergency replacement and you don't know this person?
Yeah.
Or give the eulogy at a funeral for someone you always didn't like? Not a fan of this person, but you get asked to do the eulogy, or toast to the bride for a woman you don't even know.
Toast to the bride for a woman I don't even know would be fun because I would actually use that as part of the toast.
Oh, you.
Barb. Can I call you Barb? Is it Barbara?
We go way back.
Actually, never met her. So you could have some fun with that. A funeral of somebody you don't like would be hypocritical and disingenuous, and I that would not be good karma.
You're right. Toast to the bride, that could be the whole point of your speech is that you got called in last second and you don't really know her, and that would be funny.
I did have a situation though at a wake where it was a former teacher of ours that was a great basketball coach, and I wasn't even supposed to speak. And one of the teachers, there's about 400 or 500 former students in that at this event, so the guy that goes up before me is a guy that barely said a word in high school, but was a great basketball player. And he's got like people crying. And then all of a sudden this teacher goes up. He goes, "Hey, I'd like to hear from Joe. I just noticed Joe Aiello in the room." So I had to go up.
They surprised you?
They surprised me. And I go, "Oh, great. Everybody's crying. And what are you going to say?" So I just did this whole routine about how I really didn't like the guy. He cut me from the basketball team and everything else. But
I think
that's tough.
I might play it like I'm too emotional and I can't do it. Like that, That's getting called up when you have nothing prepared.
Oh, man,
that's
scary.
Tough. Okay, we'll wrap with this one. And I need you to visualize Joe in these outfits for it to have maximum impact, okay? Would you rather take a tennis racket everywhere you go and you're wearing like the Bjorn Borg headband and challenge random people to tennis matches, or wear a gi everywhere you go and challenge random people to jiu-jitsu matches?
I call it Joe-jitsu, by the way. No. There's a lot of fashion things that I probably have done wrongly over the years, but gi is not my sound, as they say. But Bjorn Borg, I'll tell you right now, I don't mind rocking a headband sometimes. When you got the forehead for it, you can rock the headband. It was the Bjorn Borg shorts from the 70s I'd have a hard time
They're
wearing.
in. That's part of it. You're wearing a short shorts, tennis racket,
I think I'd go that route to then pick a fight with somebody in a sport I have no knowledge of.
Yeah, it's less dangerous. Getting your ass kicked at tennis. Who cares?
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get P&J into more ears.
I want to play this because yesterday we were talking about SPF. It was SPF day, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, sunscreen protection day, yeah.
So we got chatting about what SPF do you wear. I wear, obviously, something strong, a 50. You wear a 30, Joe, and I'm that guy, right? If you golf with me, you've seen this before. Pretty good chance you've made fun of me about it, but I'm spraying. I got the can, and I'm spraying after every couple of holes.
Yeah, and you should be from what we read yesterday, but the surprise to both of us was the 30 SPF covered off about, like it said, 96 or 97%, and the 50 SPF was a percentage grade of about 98%. So there was like not that much of a difference
you're
between
good.
the two in percentage coverage. But yeah, I've actually bumped up to a 50 on some days. If you're out there all day, and like today, UV index is 7 or high.
Yeah, back of that neck.
And you know what they're saying now? It's not just about if you're going to be in a golf tournament or something. A lot of it is actually even if you're driving in your car, like through the window.
Oh, really?
And everything, you should be wearing sunscreen.
I don't do that, but
and you got the sunroof too, right?
As soon as I leave the house, it sounds like.
Yeah, right in the front doorway. The door will be coated in sunscreen.
Okay, I want to play this, though. This came in on the bone phone, and I wanted to isolate it because I thought it was pretty good.
Hey, you guys were just talking about that guy that texted in about going to the beach and using baby oil for tanning. It reminds me of my 12-year-old daughter, 12 years old going on 20. And she and her friends are all about the tanning and all about letting us know how much UV there is today and everything. And my daughter was telling her friends that olive oil works really well.
Oh, God.
And I'm just shaking my head like, Jesus, man, these girls, I don't know. But it kind of reminded me of that Seinfeld episode when Kramer fell asleep tanning with the butter on and he cooked himself like a turkey. Anyways, have a great day, guys.
Olive oil. So are you going to be surprised next time we golf and I haul out the virgin olive oil out of my golf bag?
You, don't be surprised if I don't have a liter myself in my golf bag. I'm Italian.
You already have it.
We live on olive oil.
Joe's got it in the bag.
Inside and out now, apparently.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Hey, Joe, I want to alter the lifeline a tiny bit today. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So because we get guesses on the Boston Pizza text line all the time, and rather than me steal one from the text line as one of my lifeline guesses, our contestants, when they get on the phone, once they say lifeline, I can say to them, you want Philly or the text line?
Phil, that is a brilliant idea because some people just like to play along.
Mm-hmm. And to give
and
them
I'm
some
not going
credit.
to be much help to you since I know the answer.
That's right.
That's great. So you will pick one of the text line guesses as a lifeline.
That's right. Random. I'll just go boom and give one of the answers from the text line.
Okay.
If there are in fact guesses from the Boston Pizza text line.
That really does describe friendly Manitoba because people are always willing to help out each other in this community.
And
Good idea, man.
You know what? I'm on it. We've got Night Ranger tickets up for grabs this morning, as well as a GC for the Red Top.
Yeah, listen, if we're going to amp this up, baby, let's give away one of those Sundance Balloons 92 One City balloon rides, too.
Oh, nice.
Make
Okay,
it
good.
all in one package. And I'll tell you why, because that balloon got a lot of feedback yesterday when it was out in your area and it was traveling through, and we were getting reports all morning.
The photos are great. If you ever see it, keep those, take some pictures and send them.
I think that was the first ride of the season.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Funny, coincidentally, you play a call of a father talking about his daughter a few minutes ago, but that was about tanning. But the question today is about parents and what they're planning, because we're not too far away from summer break. A survey found that half of the parents, 50% of parents, plan to do this with their kids this summer.
50%
of parents. So only half are planning to do this with their kids this summer.
780 City, 780-2484. Good morning. Go ahead with your guess.
I go to the beach.
Nope, not the beach.
Got to rub that olive oil all over you before you go to the beach, though.
One of the answers is close to going to the beach, but yeah, you got to be specific.
Okay. Night Ranger tickets on the line, among other things this morning. Go ahead with your guess.
Can I take a lifeline?
You want Philly or the text line?
Let's go text.
Okay. Camping.
Great idea.
There's about 5 people that have guessed camping already.
Well, that's a great answer because it's number 3. So it's on the top 5. So this experiment of yours is working out well already.
780.
And I got to be honest, sometimes when you say, hey, I got this great idea, I get a little worrisome at
Yeah,
first. But this
well,
one hit a home run.
You'll remember when I tried to create the menu for
I know.
our 55-plus home.
That's the first thing that popped into my head. Your all-meat menu.
Too much
for
meat.
For a seniors complex. Cholesterol pills.
And gout.
We're getting our doctor to write scripts for cholesterol.
Hi, City.
Hey, good morning. I'm going to go ahead and say the zoo.
The zoo is a great answer, and I am going to tell you that is number 4.
Okay, good guess.
Like,
Thank you.
Great. So we've hit 3 and 4.
780 City, 780-2484. Hi there, go ahead with your guess.
I think the text line.
Okay, text line it is. Hiking. Hiking is on the text line.
You know what? I'll put it under number. You know what? I was going to put it with camping, hiking, number 3. It's not any higher on the list.
Not something Joe and I will be doing. Like, we don't call each other up on the weekend going, hey, you want to hike? And it's a great activity, great exercise.
100%.
Good on you. Just not one of those things.
Phil's afraid of bears, so that's why we're not going hiking.
What about the moose attack in Alberta?
Edmonton.
Hi, City.
Hey, it's Mega Dave.
Mega Dave.
How's it going, babe?
Good.
All right, I got a great guess. I think I'm going to say go to an amusement park.
It is not an amusement park, even though that is very popular this time of year. Maybe just because the number might be higher. So, I mean, the X is just around the corner. The Wonder Shows are running in full gear.
Corn dog and some lemonade, mini donuts. Let's go. Hi, City. You have a guess?
Yeah, looking for vacation.
Does it need to be
That's
more?
too general.
Yeah, it has to be like, that's a little more specific, I would say.
Yeah.
Let's go with summer tropical then.
No.
Thanks for playing.
No.
And if you get it wrong, just keep in mind, hang up and try again, right?
Yeah.
Hi, City.
Hey, can I get a lifeline? I'll take one of those texts.
Okay. Let's go to the most recent one. Go to a concert from Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
Wow. Mike, my clue was going to be this could be indoor or an event. Number 2 was actually go to a movie. Like usually you get a summer blockbuster, but go to a concert. Way to go, Mike. A survey found that 50% of parents plan on taking their kids to a concert this summer, and there's a few beauties coming our way.
Well, it could be Night Ranger.
It could be.
Yeah. Who's this?
This is Tyler.
Tyler. Way to go, Mike. Congratulations on the Boston Pizza text line. That was great.
And I think, Joe, you should nominate me for Employee of the Week for this.
And it's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday.
It's going to take something big, maybe donuts or something for somebody to knock you off the perch.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Show of hands. Everybody yelling that song.
There's no show of hands. There's 2 fingers in the air, brother.
The man who invented the devil horns.
Well, his grandmother was his inspiration.
Jump on the tiger.
Don't insult my people by just saying he invented it. He made it famous, but it was, all our Italian grandmothers that were giving us the look growing up, Phil. You never got that in your family, did you? I'll tell you, it meant business.
My grandma did not. My grandma did do something funny, though. She used to yell at us to go watch hockey downstairs.
Oh,
my dad and my brothers and I'd be watching Hockey Night in Canada, and she'd be there reading the paper and go downstairs and watch this because it would annoy because we were loud watching the game.
I'll tell you right now, I have never ever recall a time where I ever heard my grandmother yell. She had her little black dress on every day, didn't matter what the temperature was. And usually that happened after their partner had passed. My grandfather was still alive at the time, and she used to have a Kleenex on the left bra strap and a $10 or a $20 bill in her right one, right? So she could blow your nose or send you to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee. But, she...
no barking,
if they gave you the devil horns, you knew it meant business.
By the way, just to go back, yes, the Dio documentary is fabulous.
Yeah.
You find it out there on Crave. It's very good. I want to mention this. 92.1 City. It's Philly and Joe, by the way, at 8:10. We got the Bone Phone coming up in 10, and there's some great calls. So make sure you're around for that. But... Karen sent us this on the Boston Pizza text line. It was either last night or yesterday or very early this morning, but at any rate, I noticed it when I came in this morning. She sent us a link to something on Facebook, and it's a guy named Glenn, and there's a photo, and it reads like this. Went to the Arborg Bakery on the weekend. I don't think I've ever had a better apple fritter. It was off the hook good. Like fight your spouse for the last bite good. And the cinnamon twists and the other treats were great as well. And the photo got the cinnamon twist, the fritter, a donut, a couple of donuts in there. And then in the comments, again, we keep hearing this. The rye bread is fabulous as well.
Well, I might take a loaf home, but those apple fritters, that's my go-to.
Yeah, we just got to make sure they have enough stock. So just we are planning a road trip out to the Arborg Bakery. Very soon. Like, this is a busy week. We couldn't pull it off this week. Too many things going on. But next week, would you say next week is too early?
I have to look.
You got a busier schedule than me. Check that calendar of yours.
Well, we got to get you in that non-hockey window too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
With the boys.
Because it'll be long, right? We won't get back until early evening.
Plus, we probably should look at making it a payday week with the stuff. But we're going to set that up there and make sure we make that stop.
You know what's also good about this
post?
Have to. And thanks again.
So do you.
Thanks again, Karen, for sending this to us. Not that we needed any extra motivation to go to the Arborg Bakery. We've heard nothing. We've heard nothing but amazing things about it. But somebody put in the comments as well, I accept the challenge to Arborg. I highly recommend the fritters from the Surus Bakery.
Okay. Well, that could be another trip.
So, well, settle down,
It's not going to be
Surus.
the same day.
No, we're not that.
No.
We're not that crazy. We'll start with Arborg, and maybe we'll start. It could be a thing where the road trip, because we went to, where was the? Moosomin. Yes.
We crossed the border.
It's always food, but, if there's just a bunch of bakeries, we could do this is the bakery leg of the tour.
Yeah. Well, it can be whatever you and I want it to be. It's our tour, and I like it. I like baking. Not baking. I like
you're not in there
baking.
You're not in there with the flour and the lard.
I'll tell you right now,
I'm
I'm not going for a tour of the bakery. I'm just going to buy stuff from the bakery.
And we can't wait. Coming very soon.
Okay.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.